Good afternoon. I'm Mark Ozdemir,
And I'm Shivat Shrivastava.
and today we're going to be talking about our experience with Skye through Columbia Build Labs. So, as an overview, we're going to talk about the opportunity presented to us and hear from one of our founders, talk a little bit about ourselves, the challenges we faced, the wireframes we're tasked with developing, the accomplishments we had, the next steps to take, and our key takeaways through this experience. So, let's start off with hearing from one of our founders, Jess Wolf, about the opportunity ahead.
Living our best personal and professional lives requires intentional self reflection and continuous development. Whether ascending the corporate ladder, managing relationships, or dealing with unexpected life events, one fact remains true. We all need support. People are increasingly turning to the life and executive coach, but finding the right fit in a coach takes time, money, and doesn't guarantee outcomes. Enter Skye. Skye is the only dedicated peer to peer coaching marketplace with a personalized matching engine to help clients find a perfect coach to guide them, and in turn, help coaches find their clientele. An all in one technology platform for finding, booking, paying, and managing a coaching relationship and career. Our personality and professional background based matching system will help clients find their perfect coach in minutes. In turn, coaches will have more time for what they do best coaching, rather than searching for leads and attempting to manage their business, because Skye does that all in one.
So who are we? I'm Shivansh, and I worked as a full stack engineer at Skye this semester. I'm a sophomore in C's majoring in computer science on the intelligent systems track. Prior to joining Skye, I had working knowledge of Java and Python, but all of my programming experience was limited to the classroom setting. I'd never used JavaScript extensively, let alone React.
And I'm Mark Ozdemir, a senior in C's majoring in computer engineering. With prior internship experience in software engineering, I was really excited to take on the new challenge of working for Skye as a full stack engineer, even though I didn't have much front end experience as well. So, to start off, we're going to be talking about some of our challenges. Really, the core challenge that we were faced was learning this new technology and learning these new technologies, such as React.js and the React Native framework, learning about the Firebase database API, as well as the ShareTribe API, learning how to design utilizing Figma. And in addition to that, we were also able to learn new design principles and a philosophy, namely the atomic design, which we'll talk about a little later. In addition to that, we were tasked with working with a virtual team to produce output under market pressure. And now let's talk about the wireframes that we worked on. I worked on developing the user interface for the coach and client homepages, as well as the coach's past, present, and pending client list. After creating the front end components, I worked to deliver dynamic data from our Firebase and ShareTribe databases.
My task was to create a scheduling component for clients seeking coaching services. The ultimate goal was to create a visually appealing front end component that could also update a coach's available bookings on the back end on the fly.
And now let's talk about what we accomplished. So we really developed reusable code and followed good code practices to create simplistic React components and adhere to good coding practice to be able to hold our code base on Git. In addition to that, we adhere to atomic design principles in creating atoms to develop molecules and to build organisms, which eventually built web pages. In addition to that, we were able to create beautiful and elegant user interfaces based on our assigned wireframes and connected to the backend to be able to have dynamic data display with Firebase and ShareTribe. In addition to that, we were also able to successfully reduce the complexity of the ShareTribe legacy codebase by creating clean, understandable, and elegant code. In addition to that, we focused on the software development lifecycle project management practices such as agile development, utilizing the product backlog with a common board, and holding weekly meetings. And through all this, we were really able to create a viable product and are on track to have an MVP for May.
So at this point, what's left for Skye? Our primary goal is to continue developing additional wireframe views. Specifically, we want to transition from the legacy ShareTribe codebase to our own. We also want to add more backend functionality in general, and specifically working on the scheduler component. We're also going to be cleaning up any of the loose ends on the UI front, work on a recommendation system algorithm that can match clients with coaches that best fit their individual needs, and finally work on a mobile view for the product.
So, what did we take away from this experience? Really, we adopted a fail fast mentality. By learning more through failure than through success, we were able to grow not only our skill set, but also provide valuable impact. In addition to that, it wasn't only about the tech. The technology is only as important as the business behind it. It's really important to understand why you're building the product. So you're trying to develop to create a really great product.
My biggest advice for prospective CBL students is to not be afraid of venturing outside your comfort zone. Neither of us had prior React experience, but we honestly learned a lot more from working at Skye than we would have in a regular class. I would also encourage new students to communicate frequently with their team members. At a startup, everyone shares the common goal of getting the product off the ground as soon as possible, so you shouldn't hesitate to ask questions whenever you're stuck. But overall, working at Skye was a fantastic experience this semester, and we're both looking forward to seeing where the startup goes next. Thank you.